Hi everyone, I wanted to take a moment to talk a little bit about factoring trinomials. So what we're going to focus on today is factoring trinomials where the first term has a coefficient of 1. The leading coefficient will be 1. So just as a quick little reminder, the general form or the standard form for a trinomial, or a quadratic trinomial, will be the following. Ax squared plus bx plus c. Your quadratic term here, your x squared term, will have a coefficient of a. We're going to look at situations where a is 1 because that makes our life easier. The middle term has a coefficient of b. If there's nothing written, right, like here, it would be a coefficient of 1. And then c, remember it's plus c, so c would be negative 30 in this case. All right, and c will be the number at the end of no variable, the constant. All right, so what we're going to do is our goal is to factor this. So the method that we're going to use is something called the AC method. Now, in this scenario, A is equal to 1, so pretty much it's just the C method, I guess, if you really want to be specific. But it's something called the AC method. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the AC method. And our goal is to find factors of A times C that add up to B. So what's A in this case? A is 1, right? And then C is negative 30. So negative 30 times 1 is negative 30. Now, for all these problems, it's always just going to be whatever C is, so I'm just going to write C. All right, now I need to find factors of negative 30 that add up to 1, right? I need to add up to that middle term there of 1. So what are factors of 30? Well, what do I have? If we start at the bottom, obviously 1 and negative 30, which is not going to add up, right? If I added those up, that'd be negative 29. Similarly, 29. So that doesn't help us. But don't forget, by the way, when you have a negative number, you have a positive and a negative number. So basically, you'll have each one twice. I'm going to move my head already because I already know I'm going to run out of room. So similarly, if we would have like 2 and negative 15, negative 2 and positive 15. Now, again, none of those are going to add up to 1. You kind of probably know you're going to have numbers that multiply close to each other. So 3 and negative 10 are still not going to work. Negative 3 and positive 10, that's not going to work. 4 is not a factor of 30. 5 is. 5 and negative 6. Now, you might be tempted to do this, but it's not this one. The problem is with this one, right? What do these add up to? Negative 1. We want positive 1. So we need negative 5 and positive 6. So these are my two. All right. So essentially what we're going to do now is we are going to rewrite this. All right. I'm going to rewrite this. This is x squared, and I'm going to rewrite negative 1x as the following. I'm sorry, positive 1x is the following. Negative 5x plus 6x minus 30. Okay. Now, I'm going to look at these first two. They have a GCF of x. I can take the x out. All I did was I factored out an x of both of these two. I'm going to look at these two. I'm going to factor out the 6. If I factor out the 6, I get x. 30 divided by 6 is 5. If you do this correctly, these two should be the same. Okay? Because they are the same, I can factor that out. So if I factor that out, I get x plus 6, x minus 5. Okay? So because they are the same, I can factor them out. Right? If you want, like if I have these both as like x, y, and then 6y, I could just take the y out, right? So I have x times x minus 5, 6 times x minus 5. So I can just take the x minus 5 out. All I'm doing. Additionally, when a is 1, at this point, you can just write x minus 5, x plus 6, because when a is 1, you're always going to get those. Okay. So, but I do want to show you the whole way through, just so that way later on, when we move on to x not being 1, it'll make sense, or a lot more sense. It'll make your life easier. Okay. If you were to do the delta math, it kind of shows you this lovely little x thing where you have to find factors that multiply to -30 and add up to 1. Feel free to use that. I don't mind. It's not my personal choice, but it's, if you want to do it, do it. All right, let's do another one. Oh, geez, how did I lose the thing? Okay, move my face back over there. All right, so again, I'm going to look for factors of AC that add up to B. So I have 1, because all these are going to have 1. So 12. And I need factors of 12 that add up to -8. So your first instinct might be to like 1 and 12. Well, don't forget, because it's positive, they can both be negative. So -1, -12. Okay? Obviously, this isn't going to work. 2 and 6. So you might be tempted again to put this, but we want -8. So I need -2 and -6. Okay? Now, because A is 1, you know your answer is going to be x minus 2, x minus 6. Well, let's look at it the long way just to make sure. I'm going to rewrite this as -2x, -6x plus 12. I'm going to look at these first two terms. I'm going to factor out the x. I'm going to look at these two terms. And again, I'm going to factor out a -6. And the reason I'm factoring out a -6 is because I want these two to be the same. They share an x minus 2, factor that out, and whatever the coefficients are is going to be what's left. Oops, x minus 6, x minus 2. And that's all there is to it. All right? So this is going to be the process you use for all factoring going forward with trinomials, okay? You can use this AC method. There will be shortcuts we'll look at, but the AC method will work, okay? You just need to make sure that you follow the steps. If A is equal to 1, once you get the -2, -6, you can just write x minus 2, x minus 6. I want to show you this because this is going to be necessary and vital when you are trying to do the AC method when A is not 1, all right? So let me know if you have any questions and have a great day.